You keep telling me to make it, yeah. To the spot where we would stay lit, and finish bottles never wasted, yeah. Cause that's where I'm from.
Hey guys, it's Soad Balazi here, and thank you for tuning in to another edition of On Campus with Soad Balazi. I'm joined here with new head coach for Solano baseball team, Tyren Sillanpaa. Tyren, thank you for being here.
Absolutely, it's my pleasure. I'm happy to be here and spend some time with you.
Can you tell us a little bit about your baseball experience?
Yeah, I grew up in a sports family. My dad was a sports writer for years and years back in the small town we grew up in Humboldt County. So I was around sports from a really young age, baseball, football, basketball, I mean, you name it. But my first love was always baseball. And I played baseball and football all the way through my freshman year of college even, and then decided that I really wanted to focus on baseball. And so I was able to pursue that all the way through the end of my collegiate career. But baseball was something that from when I was this big, I was always out in the yard hitting with my dad. I was always chasing him around on the sidelines, of a game or something like that. And even as a little kid, I mean, when we were in kindergarten and we all had to make a placemat of what we wanted to be when we grew up, all the other kids were like, I want to be an astronaut or I want to be a cowboy or something. And we still have I want to be a baseball player. I wanted to play for the Giants. I still want to play for the Giants. They're not signing, short right-hand pitchers anymore. But baseball has been something I've always been really passionate about, and now the opportunity to help other people through the game is just something that is an unbelievable blessing for me.
Can you tell us about your experience here at Solano and now your transition into head coach?
I've been fortunate to have a great experience my entire time here at Solano. I was an assistant for Coach Stover for a few years there when he was first bringing the program back to the kind of success on the field that we're now accustomed to. And I actually went away from the game for a little while, and I needed to pursue some other interests in my life. I'm the type of person that I can't learn by somebody else's mistakes. I need to go and learn things for myself. It's the way I've always been. But then in 2014, Coach Stover gave me the opportunity to come back and join him on the staff again. So I've been here as an assistant for Coach Stover. I was the associate head coach last year, and now I've been able to transition into the head coach role. I've been extremely blessed by the institution and all the opportunity that Coach Stover gave me here at Solano, and now the group of guys that I've been able to work with and bring in through recruiting is really shaping up to be a good group.
What's your expectation for the upcoming season?
Anytime we head into the spring, we always believe that our expectation is we want to go and compete for a conference championship and go to the postseason and then let the chips fall where they may. We want to go out and give ourselves an opportunity to play as deep as we can into the spring, and then just hope we have the horses to get it done. So conference championship's always an expectation, and that's no different this year. Academically, we always want our team GPA to be above a 3.0. Ultimately, I want to get a group where we can set that goal up a little higher and get a whole group up over 3.5. But 3.0 is where we're at with this group, and that's definitely something that we're pushing for. We want to graduate all our sophomores. We want to move all our sophomores on to four-year scholarships, which is something that we've always done a great job of here since Coach Stover started the program's turnaround, and we'll just continue on that tradition that he established. So we always want to graduate kids, get them out to four-year schools on great baseball scholarships, win conference championships, and keep that team GPA above a 3.0.
So education is high on your list.
Absolutely. We're fortunate that we get to play baseball here, or I get to coach baseball here. We get to be involved with such a great game at this institution. But the baseball side of what we do is really just a vehicle for helping young men go and leave here more prepared to go live their lives successfully and help the people that are surrounding them. So we want kids to leave here ready to go and succeed at a four-year institution. We want kids to leave here ready to go and pass their classes when they get where they're going. So step one is getting their associate's degree here, and that's going to prepare them to go and succeed at that four-year level, not only athletically on the field, but also academically. It's absolutely what we're here for. The game of baseball is our vehicle to help prepare these young men for success in their lives academically, as employees or employers down the road. We want these kids to develop skills here that are going to help them build relationships down the road and be a great husband, be a great father someday, be a great brother, different things.
So obviously a lot of pieces have left. The sophomores move on to 4 years. But have you changed up kind of the lineup, the position? Have you tried to put other people in places they're not comfortable in just to see how it go?
Yeah, actually, that's something that we've really made an effort to do this fall. We came into the fall knowing that we had some pieces in place who showed last year that they can do some things on the field. But we really wanted to take our group as a whole and start looking at guys as baseball players, first and foremost. In today's game, especially as we get into the college level here, people start pigeonholing kids into, I'm a pitcher only, I'm a catcher, I'm a hitter, whatever, things like that. But we wanted to kind of back it up and look at it from a little higher angle view, more like we did when all these guys were just little kids, right? We want to look at them like baseball players, and we want to figure out where each one of these guys can best help the program succeed. And so that meant that we took some guys and we got them work at different positions to see how we can create that best 9 guys. Because the team that's going to win in the spring is not the 9 best guys. It's the best 9 guys that you can put together that all can do the right things to move the unit along. So, we had Tyler Pearsall was a kid that led, he was second in the state in saves last year as a freshman. We know he can do it on the mound, but we thought from what we'd seen that he might be able to hit a little bit for us too. So we gave him some opportunities to hit this fall, and he proved it in the fall that he is a guy that deserves some at-bats in the spring. It's a kid that can come up and hit the ball out of the park, and that's not something that's falling off trees. So we were fortunate that some of our experiments worked. Some of them didn't work as well, and we found some guys couldn't do some of the things we thought they might be able to. But, we were able to kind of shake some of these guys out of the molds they had worked themselves into. And I think it's really helped to open some of these guys up on the field and make some of these guys think outside the box a little bit more and kind of took some of the restrictor plates off, and we're hoping that we can just continue to develop those guys and some of the new skill sets as we head into the spring.
The hole that they didn't really dig themselves. It kind of got put in because growing up, coaches, even parents are telling them, you're going to be our star shortstop, our star starting pitcher. So it is going to be tricky to do that. Has there been some type of resistance where it's like, no, I'm a second baseman, I don't want to catch, or something like that?
You make a great point, and that's absolutely true. I think with the young specialization that we're seeing with kids focusing not just on one sport, but also kids that are starting to focus on, just playing one position. We're seeing the kids that from their time they're little, they're only a catcher or, only a pitcher or shortstop and things like that. But fortunately with this group, it's a fantastic bunch of kids, and we really didn't get a lot of pushback. From early on in the fall, we had guys that were pretty bought into the idea of trying to have fun with it, and let's try something new. Let's go out there and get after it in different ways. Great example of the buy-in we had is, Jared Denning. He was all Northern California last year as a freshman. We know what he can do behind the plate. He led the state in runners caught stealing. We are in a position this fall where we wanted to see if maybe he can play a little bit of first base, maybe play a little bit of third base, and he was completely bought into it. And when a kid who is as highly regarded among his teammates as Jared is bought into the idea of trying new things or things that the coaches are trying to accomplish, when they show that kind of buy-in, that just goes so far in bringing the rest of the group into that collective buy-in that we're all looking for. So, the guys have been great about it. They've just been completely sold on the idea of what we're trying to do. It's been really good.
Well, I know with Jared specifically, when I used to call the games, he used to just block everything. We used to call him the wall. There goes the wall. So, at first base, that's a great idea. So then he could just at least use his body to get the ball that's in the dirt. So that's a great idea. Yeah. So let's talk about Stover was known for his short fuse. He's known to yell, not that aggressively, to the umpire. Are you gonna still keep that going too?
That's one way that Coach Stover and I are probably slightly different. Is in our personalities. So many of the things that I believe on the baseball field are right in line with everything that Coach Stover was all about, and so much of what our program is going to stay the same while I'm running the show. Yeah. But this is going to be my opportunity to just kind of put my own stamp on it. So for me, I'm a very laid back type personality. Yeah. I'm typically a pretty agreeable and I would say generally a pretty non-confrontational guy. I tend to be pretty flexible about things and easygoing, I guess would be the best term. So personality-wise, Coach Stover and I are, there's definitely some differences. But that's not to say that when we get between the lines, I'm just like the players. I'm a competitor, and I want to get after people. So I'm sure that there will be times this year when I have to get out and bark at somebody a little bit to stand up for our guys and make sure that we're getting things done the way they need to be done, because even the umpires need to be held to the same standard that the players do, that the coaches do, and you know, so that's all that I'll ask. And in Coach Stover's own way, that's all he was asking either, was that guys give their best effort and do the best job of what they're asked to do as possible. So, yeah.
So what you're telling me is there's going to be a chance of a Lou Piniella incident, you know, maybe just kick dirt on the home plate, get a base throw. That's going to happen, maybe, right?
You know, let's hope that doesn't happen, but never say never. You know,
there we go.
I'd hate to claim something's never going to happen and then get held accountable.
So tell us a little bit about your brother who played under you once.
Well, my brother Kellen was here 2 years ago as a sophomore left-handed pitcher. He started out at USC, just going to school, and decided he wanted to play baseball for another year and maybe come back, spend a little time with his big brother. But he moved home and he played under me for a year. And you know, my family and Coach Stover's family, we've known each other for so long. Kellen and Scott's son Tyler played together when they were little kids, and I actually coached both of them in travel baseball and things like that when they were 12 years old. So Kellen came back and played one more year here at Solano, and it was a great experience for both of us. And I mean, we're brothers like any brothers out there in the world, and even as close as we are, you know, I think he probably got a little tired of me coaching him, even when we were off the field, just like anybody would.
Oh, because you can never stop that transition.
You know, so, my wife can tell you sometimes it's hard for me to like take the coach hat off and put it away. But it was great coaching Kellen for one more year, and now he got his associates here at Solano, and he's moved on to University of Pennsylvania. So, you know, he's in the Ivy Leagues now, getting ready to graduate this spring. And so it was a great experience, and I'm glad we got to do that while we still could, for sure.
Sticking on the theme of family, you said you have a son?
I actually have I have a daughter who's going to be 4 on New Year's Eve, named Emery. And then I have a son who's 19 months. His name's Easton. Yeah. And,
but we were going to name him after you.
Right, yeah. My wife was all in for Tyren Jr., but I didn't want to I want him to be able to, be his own person. I don't want to feel like I'm trying to hang my hat on. I didn't want to. I felt a little bit egotistical doing that. And then we actually have another baby boy on the way, February 5th.
So you're trying to make your own team, basically, is what I'm hearing.
Yeah, I mean, if we can get a whole infield set up, then I think we'll be okay. I'm not sure my wife's going to be sold on that one, but we're on our way.
So my brother has always wanted to play baseball, and my dad never pressured him. Are you kind of like a dad like that, where if your son or daughter wants to play a sport, you'll let them, but if they don't want to, you're okay with that?
What I've always said, and I think parenthood is learning that you're going to constantly surprise yourself and do things that you never thought you would do. But what I had always said, and as far as that goes, is as long as my kids are involved in something, then I'm going to try and encourage that. As long as it's not like burning down houses or something, robbing stores or something, probably won't encourage that. But as long as my kids can find something that they love, that they're passionate about, that is going to help them develop as individuals, then I hope that I will still, when that happens, be able to say that that's something that I'm going to encourage. You see so many kids nowadays that have parents who are whether they'll admit it or not, trying to live vicariously through the kids and push them really hard into something that they don't really care that much about. And then you get kids that just want to please their parents because they're kids, and that's completely natural. Spending their youth doing things that are not fulfilling for them. And I hope to never put my kids in that position. Do I want my son and daughter to grow up and want to play baseball? Absolutely. I love the game. I'd be lying if I didn't have a tee in the backyard and try and get the bat in their left hand and get them swinging as hard as they can.
I mean, who knows? The Giants don't have a third baseman right now, and probably never again. So your son could be the starting third baseman.
Hey, he's on his way. I mean, if it includes like jumping off high things and scaring his mom as much as possible, then that's like, it'll be right up his alley. He's an aggressive little dude. So yeah. And then my daughter, try to teach her to hit home runs, and
it's going to happen, of course.
Then you just get to jog. So it's a good deal.
Thank you for being here, and good luck to the upcoming season.
No, thank you so much. I appreciate the time.
And thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys next time.
If you are interested in a career in sports broadcasting,
whether you're commentating a live game
or hosting your own TV show,
or working behind the scenes, then this is the class for you.
For more information, contact Greg Poff, that's me, at solano.edu.
We hope to see you here next semester, and remember,
it's more than just sports, it's an education.